What's up, guys? Figs here. Hope you guys are having a great day today. But today, guys, we're going to be playing some Black Ops 3. We're on that triple play contract grind, guys. 33 out of 100 wins so far. We're not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. 8 more levels to go to level 1,000. 9 more levels to go to get to level 1,000. We're getting super close to hitting level 1,000 in Black Ops 3. I can't believe we're going to be hitting it sometime maybe this week or next week. I'm not too sure. But we're playing some Black Ops 3. Gonna get some more wins to get this contract completed. Hopefully I can get it complete very soon. I really want to get this contract done and over with. And then after that, I can open both my Grand Slam and the triple play contract. And possibly hit level 1,000 at the same time. So that would be freaking crazy if I would be able to do that. But you know, guys, today I really wanted to talk about something else instead of focusing on the gameplay. I kind of wanted to talk about Call of Duty in general. Because you guys know, next month, in November 3rd, Call of Duty World War II comes out. I'm very excited for the game to come out. I cannot wait for a new Call of Duty game to play, you know. Finally, it's going to be a Call of Duty game where it's boots on the ground, and I'm excited. World War II, boots on the ground. You can't ask for anything better. This is what everybody's been wanting in Call of Duty for such a long time, for the past 3 years. Now that we finally are able to get a boots on the ground Call of Duty for current gen consoles, such as the PS4 and the Xbox One, I'm really excited. But I just wanted to say that, you know, I think it was like a blessing in disguise that Call of Duty took the route it did. You know what I'm saying, guys? I think it was a good idea that Call of Duty did the futuristic stuff with the jetpacks, and I was talking about this with my friends, my cousin, my brother. I was talking about them all about this, and the reason why I think it was a really good idea for Call of Duty to go to the future. Call of Duty, before Advanced Warfare came out, before Sledgehammer Games started making their own Call of Duty games, it was always the same thing over and over. It was the same thing over and over, but at that time, only Treyarch and Infinity Ward were making Call of Duty. So it would be Treyarch's turn, then Infinity Ward's turn, then it'd just keep going. Sledgehammer Games wasn't introduced until 2014 when Advanced Warfare came out. And a lot of people in the Call of Duty franchise, they were getting sick and tired of playing the same game over and over here. I remember specifically every time when a new Call of Duty trailer would come out, I would always see in the comment section that, oh my god, another Call of Duty game, just reskin, that's all it is. It's just a reskin version, just this time it's made by Infinity Ward, or this time it's made by Treyarch. And, you know, people were getting sick and tired of it. I personally was never getting sick and tired of it. I always loved Call of Duty. I always thought it was really fun. Even though it was Treyarch or if it was Infinity Ward, I was always hyped when the new Call of Duty game would come out. Just because it was new, there'd be new guns, new maps, a different development team. And as you guys know, Treyarch is probably my favorite development team because they're the most experienced development team. But I do specifically remember every time a new Call of Duty game would come out, I would always see the comments like, oh my god, this is just Black Ops 2, you mean Black Ops 1.5. Like, it's just a reskin version of Black Ops 1, just, you know, it just has Black Ops 2 named right in front of it. And it wasn't until then when people started asking for change. Like, they wanted some change. They're tired of playing the same game over and over again. That's when Sledgehammer Games came in. You know, Activision probably made like a choice that, let's make 3 development teams. That way, they get 2 to 3 years to make their Call of Duty game, their new game. Instead of getting that 1 year to make their game, they get 2 to 3 years to make their new game. Activision decides to put Sledgehammer Games in the development cycle. So now it's Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch, and now there's Infinity Ward. When Advanced Warfare's trailer came out, I remember in school watching the trailer, and I was just reading all the hate comments like, oh my god, this isn't Call of Duty, like, what have they done to Call of Duty? We want the old style Call of Duty back. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I thought that same way. Like, I wondered why would Call of Duty go to the future. Like, I always loved boots on the ground. Like, I never thought Call of Duty would ever have jetpacks. I never thought I would like the jetpacks. And when Advanced Warfare came out, I was right. I did not like that game that much. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I didn't play much Advanced Warfare when it was out in its prime, and that's because I just didn't like it at all. Like, that game just wasn't for me. It was just too chaotic. It was just too much verticality. People were jumping all over the place. You know, you would just die to people on roofs and jumping over you. It was just really annoying, and I didn't like that idea. So for Advanced Warfare's life cycle, I just stayed on Black Ops 2, and I was really hoping when Treyarch would make their next Call of Duty, like Black Ops 3, I was hoping, you know, maybe they thought that, okay, since nobody likes the futuristic Call of Duty, maybe we're just going to go back, you know, go back to our roots, and we're going to make a boots on the ground, and since everybody already likes the Black Ops series, might as well just make Black Ops 3 and make it boots on the ground. Like, maybe make a continuation of it from Black Ops 2. I was totally wrong, and once the Black Ops 3 trailer came out, I was very worried because I was like, oh my god, is Call of Duty really taking this direction that it's going to go to the future all this forever? Like, is Call of Duty going to not go back to its old roots? Are we going to always see futuristic Call of Duty? Because, you know, they were doing what was trending for video games, and what was trending for video games was space kind of things, futuristic kind of things. That's why all these other games, they were succeeding in Call of Duty. That's why Call of Duty needed that change. People wanted change, and you know what? Activision came down to the plan that we're going to have to change up our game a little bit, make it a little bit futuristic, put some jetpacks. It was not right for Call of Duty at all. So once Black Ops 3 came out, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this game a chance. I'm not going to completely hate on it. Like, that's what I always do with every Call of Duty game, guys. Don't get me wrong. Every Call of Duty game that comes out, I always at least give it a chance. I played Advanced Warfare for a few months. I didn't like it. I stopped playing it. Black Ops 3 came out. I played the beta. I loved the beta. I just loved the movement. I loved the specialists. I loved everything about it, so I stayed on Black Ops 3. And then this was about the time where I would say people were getting a little bit annoyed off the futuristic. They didn't really care about it because Treyarch did a really good job. It felt like an actual Call of Duty game, but it was futuristic. At the same time, it also felt like a Call of Duty game, so I give them props for that. It was very, very good. I love the way Treyarch makes their Call of Duties. I'm telling you guys, they make the Call of Duties the best. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, even though Black Ops 3 is one of my favorite Call of Duties, I was really hoping that Infinity Ward would take the Call of Duty franchise back to Modern Warfare, like at least to a Modern Warfare series. I was really hoping Infinity Ward would maybe at least see the message that nobody is really enjoying the futuristic Call of Duty, and then they would be the team to actually go back to the modern era and make possibly a Modern Warfare 4. But obviously, as we all know, they didn't do that. They made Infinite Warfare, and is the most hated Call of Duty. And like most others, I didn't even play the game. Like, I tried to play the game, guys. Don't get me wrong. I really tried to like the game. I really was trying to enjoy the game. I just couldn't. I played it for a few months, and then that's when I said to myself, you know what? I'm done playing this. I'm going to go back to playing Black Ops 3. I think that's what happened with most people. I think most people, after Infinite Warfare came out, they just went back to playing Black Ops 3 or other Call of Duty games. There was Modern Warfare Remastered that was bundled with Infinite Warfare. People played Modern Warfare Remastered for a little bit, then I guess the game got boring because, you know, everyone's already played Modern Warfare Remastered. Everyone's already played COD 4, so it's just a remastered version. And, you know, people want a new experience, a new Call of Duty game that's boots on the ground. This is when Call of Duty was, I guess, starting to fade away, because there's also other games that are out there that are really good. You had Battlefield, you had the Star Wars game, you have PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Like, you have all these other games that Call of Duty now has to compete with. Honestly, guys, the reason why I personally think that Call of Duty did the 3 years of Jetpack Call of Duties was because I think they initially thought when those games were going to come out, they probably thought that everyone was going to most likely like the game. They're going to like the idea of Call of Duty having jetpacks. That's why I personally think they made all 3 development teams just make a futuristic Call of Duty, and I think that was their biggest mistake when it came to making the Call of Duty games. I think their biggest mistake was putting all 3 development teams making a futuristic Call of Duty. That has to be one of their biggest mistakes of all time. They shouldn't have done that. You know, maybe they should have put 2 out of the 3. At least they would know that, okay, the futuristic Call of Duty, no one's really enjoying them. At least we'll have one development team like Infinity Ward or Treyarch that will have that classic boots on the ground Call of Duty. And unfortunately, they didn't do that. And you can't really get mad at the developers for it, right? I mean, ever since COD GO, Infinity Ward was working on their Infinite Warfare game. Now, do I think it took them 3 years to work on their multiplayer? I don't think it took them 3 years to work on their multiplayer. That shit felt like it was rushed. Like, that thing felt like it took at least 6 months to do. Like, that did not feel like, no, 3 years. Who knows? Maybe it was 3 years. I might be wrong, but personally, me, I think that shit did not take 3 years to make. I feel like the campaign did, because the campaign was really fun. I really did enjoy the campaign. Do I feel like the multiplayer took 3 years? I do not think the multiplayer took 3 years to make at all. I think it took way less time. I think they really focused on the campaign and they actually rushed the multiplayer. It just didn't feel like Call of Duty. I just did not enjoy Infinite Warfare, so I just stuck to Black Ops 3. Why do I think it was a good thing that Call of Duty went the direction it did with the jetpacks? And my answer to you guys is because now that they've been asking the Call of Duty franchise, people say it's been dying. I don't think it's been dying. I think it's just been getting stale because there are other games out there that people enjoyed. There's other games that before Call of Duty did not have to compete with. Now they got to compete with so many other games. And people have been asking this whole time. They want Call of Duty to go back to its roots. They want Call of Duty to return to boots on the ground. They want it to be either World War II. They want it to be Vietnam. They want it to be something classic. And now that Sledgehammer Games, the first development team to take us to the future, they're now taking us to the past. They're taking us to World War II. That is what's getting people very, very hyped. It's been a very, very long time since Call of Duty has been to boots on the ground, and I think that's what they needed. I think they needed this Jetpack to kind of get people wanting a new Call of Duty game that's going to be actually boots on the ground. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because like I said, people before Advanced Warfare came out, they were getting really sick and tired of the same Call of Duty. Like they kept saying, you know, it's Call of Duty, just reskin, you know, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, more like Black Ops 1.5. Like, people were just getting sick and tired. They wanted something new. Obviously, Activision came down with the final decision to make a futuristic Call of Duty with jetpacks, and I think their biggest mistake was putting all three development teams on one idea. I think they should have spread that stuff out. I think they should have made at least 2 development teams do a futuristic Call of Duty. That way, if nobody still likes the futuristic Call of Duties within those 2 years, they have at least one game that they can go back to with boots on the ground. That's what I personally think, but like I said, it was a good thing that Call of Duty did take this direction it did, because now people are very hyped to play the new Call of Duty game. I have not seen people this hyped about a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 2. Rightfully so. I think Modern Warfare 2 is the GOAT Call of Duty. Like, that is the greatest of all time Call of Duty. Even though it's not my favorite Call of Duty, but if you were to ask me, is it on my top 5? Hell yeah, it's on my top 5. One of my favorite Call of Duties. It's not my favorite one, but one of my favorite ones. And people have not been this excited to play a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 2 came out. I think this was a really, really good thing that Call of Duty did go to the future, just so people can get hyped about a Call of Duty game, because people have not been hyped about Call of Duty in such a long time. Like, people keep saying, you know, Call of Duty's dead. It's far from dead, guys. Like, every time I see people say Call of Duty is dead, it is far from dead. Call of Duty, no matter what, the best-selling game every year. Even though Battlefield 1 was supposed to be the Call of Duty killer, Infinite Warfare still outsold Battlefield 1. Now, do I say Infinite Warfare outsold Battlefield 1 on its own? No, I think it outsold Battlefield 1 just because Modern Warfare Remastered had to carry it. I mean, if it was Battlefield's time to finally outsell Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare was that year, and they couldn't do it. I don't know, guys. Call of Duty is always the #1 selling game. It's a very, very simple game to play. I think the reason why Call of Duty has such longevity to the franchise is because anybody can pick up the controller. Anybody can pick up the game. They can play it. It has score streaks. They have kill streaks, however you want to call them. They have all these other things that other video games, other first-person shooter games don't have. And I think that's what makes Call of Duty so unique about all the other ones. I think that's what makes it the most popular game. Like, every year there are new players coming to the game, and it's just such a simple, easy game that anyone can pick up. It's just a simple game you can pick up. Anybody can do really good. You could have a lot of fun playing it, and that's what people want. They want simple, they want fun. This is what Call of Duty is, and finally it is returning to boots on the ground. So excited that Call of Duty is finally returning to its roots. Hopefully this year for Call of Duty World War II, it's going to be a really good Call of Duty. I have a feeling it's going to be a very fun Call of Duty. And that's it, guys. That's all I really want to talk about. I just wanted to get that off my chest, guys. I mean, this is just something I've always thought about. Every time someone says Call of Duty's dying, I just laugh, because it's really not dying. It's getting stale, but it's not dying. Like, it's still the #1 selling game every year. I think the only time it wasn't the #1 selling game was when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. But in second place, Call of Duty came in, and it's just still, it's a game that I'm always gonna love. Unless they do it like unless they make another Call of Duty game like Infinite Warfare, I don't think I'm gonna hate Call of Duty. But yeah, guys, that's all I want to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy this video, drop a like on it, rate the video, subscribe if you guys are new, share the video, really helps the channel grow. Thank you guys so much once again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please be sure to turn on post notifications to let you guys know when I upload. I'd really appreciate that a lot. And yeah, guys, this is why I think it was a good thing that Call of Duty did the 3 years of the futuristic CODs, and now that we're finally returning to boots on the ground, everything's good, guys. Everything is good. Call of Duty World War II comes out next month. I cannot wait. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll talk to you guys all later. Peace out, guys.